Ghost of the Badlands has been released, and there is a little bit of online controversy about this comic. This is Exasperated Nerd Explains. Ghost of the Badlands is a comic that was written by Razorfist and drawn by George Alexopoulos. I have heard the name Razorfist, outside the ridiculous Marvel villain, but I'm not familiar with him or his work. I mostly backed the campaign because the artist, better known as G Prime 85, has funny webcomics and I like a good western, so I thought, why not? As to the story, in simple terms, I liked it, but it was not what I was expecting. First, the titular Ghost. He is the sole focus of the campaign text, but we don't really ride with that character. He's not in it very much, at least on the page, though his influence and presence is felt throughout. He wears a mask, carries a Bergman pistol, uses the Cross of Lorraine, and quotes Bible verses while doling out justice in the Old West. It's kind of an odd mix. They obviously thought about how to give him a distinctive look and weapon. He's treated as though he's supernatural, but he is also making a network of people to help him. He's an avenging angel, but recruits people to do the work in his place. I wanted the focus to be on this character, and assumed it would be from the description, but I believe the writer is trying to set him up more as a force of nature instead of a real, living, breathing character. It's not like he's going to have a complex arc, so they keep the reader at a distance. There's a brief potential origin for the Ghost in the story, but we don't get much more than that, and it's not said to definitively be the origin, so that could always change. When he does appear, he's all business and biblical language. As to the rest of the story, this means the focus is placed elsewhere. In the main story, that is a character known as Righty, who is essentially recruited by the Ghost to atone for his sins after he has a moment of conscience. Righty is tasked with infiltrating a group of bandits to help stop them, but the Ghost also works to stop them at the same time, and honestly, other than being in two places at once at the climax, it feels like the Ghost could have handled everything himself. I like the basic story here and Righty's arc, but I do think it could have done with a final scene in the town or with the little girl who is critical to his turn from villainy. I'm not going to go into too much detail for sake of avoiding spoilers, but it is typical Western fare, town that may be corrupt, dead lawmen, bandits everywhere, reminding me a little bit of Pale Rider or Hang 'em High. The artist, who I was familiar with, does a good job throughout the story. I like the art, and I think it does a good job conveying the story throughout. There is an additional text story at the end, another tale that involves the Ghost, but mostly focuses on a marshal instead. And it is a nice little story, but this one feels like the Ghost showing up in the opening gun battle was a net negative, as it distracted our marshal, which extended the conflict and resulted in more death. But maybe that's just me. This is clearly set up as an avenue to tell future stories, and it would be easy to do so as it is not tied to a greater narrative or specific goal of the Ghost. I don't know if they will bring back Righty or if each story will focus on a new character. It does make it a little more difficult on the writer to make things interesting, with our lead, the Ghost, just showing up whenever he wants to take out the bad guys. You need to have these side characters be interesting each and every time. If a character does not hit right in a story, that whole story may be a dud. Now, onto the, I think, somewhat mild controversy I saw on Twitter earlier. I ordered the cheapest physical copy, a monochrome softcover from Indiegogo, which cost me $30, including shipping. It is oversized. You can see it next to a standard comic here. I will also say their shipping fulfillment left something to be desired. My copy had a big bend in it, which I've tried to fix, but it won't get any better than this. It shipped in a very thin cardboard mailer. But the real controversy is that I just received my copy, and other backers are still waiting on theirs, but you can already purchase a different edition on Amazon for cheaper, which you would have delivered immediately. Now, the hardcovers were $50 plus shipping and had quite a few extras, but as far as I can tell, for someone mostly wanting the story and to support the artist, I could have just waited and received a regular comic book sized copy for less than what I paid before receiving my campaign version, and would have Amazon shipping backing it, so it probably would not be messed up. To make the matter even weirder, the writer responded to tweets saying that this was not a campaign, he did not need the backers, and he could have done this without doing the campaign at all. But he did the campaign. I would think that it should go out to all backers first before being available on Amazon. Plus, the cavalier attitude towards the supporters does not make me really want to support a sequel book, at least in the campaign version, considering if I just wait, I can get it at the same time from Amazon for cheaper down the line. Now, the not a campaign version I received is larger format, and maybe that is worth the price difference. I saw someone also say that the Amazon version does not have the extra short story, but I'm not 100% certain on that. It just feels like this has been poorly handled on the back end fulfillment, and I would not be surprised if more casual supporters feel slighted and would not want to support the next campaign for a Ghost in the Badlands sequel. But I've also seen fans of Razor Fist defending this decision vehemently, so maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious how others think about this and the comic as a whole. If you have made it to the end of the video, please consider supporting the channel by subscribing or liking the video to help the channel grow. Thanks for watching. Bye!